So how's it going, boss buddies? Now springtime is almost upon us, so it's only a couple of weeks away, so I thought I'd put together my top 10 spring fragrances. So I've selected 5 that are great for daytime and then 5 more that are great for evenings. So I'm going to be back in just a second with my top 10 spring fragrances. So welcome back, you're watching the Luxury Fragrance Boss channel. My name's Scott and of course I'm the Luxury Fragrance Boss. So I've selected 10 of my favourite spring fragrances. As I said, I've picked out 5 for daytime and then 5 for evening. Obviously most places spring weather can vary a little bit, so I've taken that into account. Obviously here where I am in Grand Cayman, it's pretty much summertime all the year round, so it's like 85 to 90 degrees the whole year round, so every day is pretty much a summer day here. But I do love to wear sort of different fragrances that are pretty much set up more for sort of the cooler temperatures. But yeah, I mean, I've experienced a lot of fragrances over the past 6 months. My channel's 6 months old now, so obviously I've been testing different fragrances pretty much most of those days. So I've tested out a few. Most of the ones that I'm going to go with in this video are ones that I actually own myself, with the exception of one which is an absolutely stunning fragrance which I will be adding to my collection very, very soon. So let's get into my top 10. Now I want to start off with the 5 evening fragrances. So in number 5 I'm going to go with probably the most challenging one to wear. This, if you watch my channel regularly, you will know that this is one of my favorite fragrances, and of course I'm talking about Interlude Man by the house of Amouage. I love this one and I wear this one pretty much any time of year. I've worn this during the day when it's 90 degrees outside. Now more days though, or now when I wear it, I'm much more likely to wear it in the evening. I think because I've got more fragrances now to choose from. Obviously I'm testing out different ones most days. But yeah, I mean, if I go for one of my own during the day, I generally don't tend to go for this one. I will go for this one in an evening though. I think it's, now I've become sort of more used to sort of what I like during the day and the evening. I'm much more likely to go for this one during the evening, and I think it's perfectly suited to sort of the warmer weather here in the evening as well. I mean, this one's just a beautiful sort of incense mixed with sort of smoke. It's a very sort of fiery, smoky smell. I absolutely love this one. It's a very, very powerful fragrance as well. Probably not so much if you're going out on a date, but if you're going out just sort of socially and stuff like that, you're not going to be around sort of too close to too many people. I would definitely say this is one's perfect sort of spring evening fragrance. The reason I say not around sort of too close to anyone is because it is incredibly powerful. This is probably the strongest fragrance that I actually own. So the Blue Beast, or Interlude Man, is in number 5 for my evening fragrances. Now the next one I'm going to go for, I've got 2 from the same house in my top 5 evening fragrances. I'm going to go, first of all, I'm going to go with Baraonda from Nasomatto. This one here is just a beautiful sort of boozy fragrance. It starts off as like a kind of, I'd say, single malt whiskey. Later on it turns sort of kind of more rummy. Some of you will know that, I mean, I love my boozy scents. That's why this is in my top 5. This is one that I generally go to reach for more so in the evening. Now that I've got it, I fell in love with this one pretty much as soon as I tried this one out, as I have done with all the Nasomattos. Pretty much, so I'm in serious trouble when it comes to collecting these because I will be wanting to add more over the next few months. But I'm so impressed with the quality of these. Now the reason they come in the smaller bottles is because they're extracts, so they are slightly stronger. One thing I love about Nasomatto is the fact that once they're on your skin, they tend to get more powerful the more that you're wearing them, or I should say the longer that you're wearing them. So they definitely tend to grow on you. Something I've noticed with this one and also the other one that I'll mention in just a minute. But yeah, I mean, if you love a nice boozy fragrance for the springtime, definitely check out Baraonda. In number 3, I'm going to go with the only one that I don't own yet, and this is one that I will be adding very, very soon, and that's Laird Desert Morocain by Andy Tower. I really do love this fragrance, and I cannot wait to add this one to my collection. This is, I mean, out of a lot of the fragrances that I do talk about, this is probably one of the more affordable ones. For a 50ml bottle, you're looking at $130 for this one, and for the absolute, I mean, for how crazy good this one is, that's a very, very good price. I mean, you're going to pay something similar to that for Molecule 01, which I don't think is quite in the same league, or the eccentric molecules. I don't think they're quite in the same league, but I think they're like another $5 on top of the price of this one, which is Oh, mind you, saying that, that's for a 100ml bottle. But yeah, I mean, for the 50ml bottle, I think this is such an underpriced fragrance for what it is. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking for something, I mean, this typifies sort of, to me, it typifies exactly what it says on the bottle. It is the smell of desert. I'd put it at sort of a sunset kind of desert. You know, they get that sort of sweet smells that come off the sand dunes. And let's say you're in a resort as well, so you can smell like sort of nearby spices in a market or something like that. And they're all, you know, they get that sort of warm, sweet smell that blows off the top of the sand. Like I say, that's exactly what you get with this one. So absolute beauty there. So in number 3 for my evening fragrances, you've got Leather Desert Moroccan by Andy Tower. So in number 2 for my evening fragrances, one of my other new pickups, of course, from the house of Nasomatto is, of course, Black Afgano. This one is just such a beautiful, hypnotic, mesmerizing scent. I mean, this could be perfect for the winter as well, but to me, I'm used to wearing these in warmer weather, and this one definitely does work in the warmer weather. And it's perfect for evenings. I mean, as you can see, I'm closing my eyes. I do really, really love the smell of this one. I mean, this is probably my second favourite fragrance that I own, I would say. I mean, it's hard to put my fragrances in order, some of them into sort of any order that I love them, with the exception of one, which is coming next, of course. But yeah, Black Afgano, if you're looking for something, I'd say maybe a tiny bit skanky, if that's the right word to use. I don't think it really sort of describes this, how beautiful this scent really is. I know there's a lot of fans out there of Black Afgano, but yeah, definitely, if you haven't tried it, when I first looked at trying this one, I didn't really know what to think. There's tended to be kind of mixed reviews about it. Some people loved it, some people hated it. So I kept an open mind, but I fell in love with it within the first sort of hour, 2 hours. It just grew and grew and grew on me. One thing I do really love about Nasomatto fragrances. So in the number 1 spot then, if you know me, you know exactly what's coming. Straight to Heaven Extreme by Kilian. This one, I mean, this one I've reached for more times than any other fragrance I've got when I'm going out in the evening and I want to smell delicious, especially if I'm going out with my wife, because she loves this one just as much as I do. This is a beautiful vanilla, rum and sort of fruity kind of smell to it. It's just such a boozy rum because it's got the double dose of rum in it, as well as the vanilla and dried fruits, on top of what the original Straight to Heaven has. All of these, don't forget, whenever I'm recommending fragrances, I would never recommend, I mean, I look for performance in fragrances, so I would never recommend anything to you that doesn't have fantastic performance, and that goes for decent projection and fantastic longevity. All of these in my top 10s or my top 5, all going to be top performing fragrances, because that's exactly what I look for. I want value for money when I'm spending sort of this kind of money on niche fragrances. So those are my top 10 evening fragrances, and let's move on to my top 5 daytime fragrances. So for my number 5 in daytime fragrances, I've gone for something that's extremely smooth, very, very classy, with a tiny sort of couple of little fruity notes in there. I'm going to the house of Amouage, and this is Jubilation XXV. This is one I really do enjoy wearing through the summertime. It's got that beautiful sort of, that beautiful blueberry note in there in the top, which just gives it such a sort of smooth smell. It's such a well-blended fragrance, perfect for summer, perfect for springtime, and for the sort of the warm weather. It's a nice projecting fragrance as well. This one's going to be perfect for sort of the office and things like that. Like I say, it's a very, very classy smelling fragrance. So in number 5, we've got Jubilation XXV by Amouage. Now in number 4, one of my newest acquisitions from one of my favorite houses, a house of pure luxury, which of course is Clive Christian, and the one I'm going with is X. This one opens up, I mean, this one, first of all, this one's an incredible fragrance. This is my favorite from the house of Clive Christian that I've tried so far. I've yet to try out their new collection. I'm still working my way through all the samples that they sent me as well. But this is one that I purchased myself. I got this for Christmas in the little travel set. If you haven't seen it yet, this is just an incredible little set here. £195 or $285 for this set. Bearing in mind a 50ml bottle or of this one here is £450. So that's, I mean, incredible value for money for this beautiful little set here. These are 10ml bottles. So I mean, that's the travel set from Clive Christian. But yeah, I mean, moving on to X, I love this one because it's kind of it's kind of a warmer fragrance, but it's got some beautiful sort of notes in the opening. It opens up to me to be quite sort of medicinal, like menthol. There's no menthol listed or eucalyptus listed in the notes, but that's what I smell straight away. It does smell sort of quite minty or pepperminty. There's a tiny bit of peppermint in this one, which obviously does really stand out in the beginning, but I mean, I get more sort of a menthol, but it does die down into something incredibly beautiful and very, very masculine and quite woody and quite earthy as well. So in number 4, we've got Clive Christian's X Masculine. Now number 3, another new one for me. This one was actually sent to me very, very recently, and I think it's just absolutely perfect for the springtime. And that's from Fragrance du Bois, and the one I'm going with is Oud Vert Intense. This one, it's just got such a beautiful blend of notes in it. One thing I love about Fragrance du Bois is their variation on how they use their own, I mean, it's their own oud that they're growing. So they've got very much a good DNA about them because, like I say, they're using their own sustainable oud. It's 100% organic oud in all of their fragrances. But I mean, and the DNA definitely stands out. You definitely notice sort of a similarity in the sort of the base of all of their fragrances, well, that I've noticed so far. Hold on a second, one of the cats is, I think, playing with, can you leave that alone? It's playing with a bit of foil under the desk at the moment, so they're making a little bit of noise. Let's take that away from them. So it's a weight to hold down the balloons for my wife's open houses. So yeah, I mean, Fragrance du Bois Oud Vert Intense, it's just perfect for summer. It's got those lighter notes in there, some slightly citrusy notes, which just make it absolutely stunning for the springtime. Bear with me a second, the cats are in here tonight. All right, baby. So there's Roxy there trying to play with the foil again. Right, so moving into my last 2 then. So in number 2, I'm going to go with, again, another fragrance I absolutely love. These last 2 are sort of real powerhouse compliment getters, I'd say, as well. Perfect for absolutely the spring weather. In number 2, I'm going to go with Santal 33 by Le Labo. This one here, of recent times, this has been my most complimented fragrance that I've worn recently. I wore it to the office a couple of weeks ago, and I've never had so many compliments wearing a fragrance before as what I have had with this one. I've worn this before in the office, but nobody's really said anything, or 1 or 2 people have said something. Literally every woman I passed, though, said something about this one. They loved how, one thing I heard about this one was, I think it's quite a dirty smelling sandalwood, but a lot of people noticed how woody it was, and they felt that it was quite clean. That was the compliments that I was getting. But yeah, I mean, I noticed sort of more dirty, leathery, yeah, I mean, dirty sort of woody, leathery fragrance is what I get from Santal 33. Definitely, I mean, it's definitely a wonderful fragrance for this time of year. I mean, bearing in mind, I'm wearing these most of the time. All of these I'm wearing anytime it's like 80, 85 degrees here in Grand Cayman in the heat. So, I mean, these are all perfectly suited to sort of the warmer weather. I think if I can wear them during the day, including Interlude Man, like I said, but I've gone with the ones that I would wear during the day more often than not, and the ones that I wear during the evening. So in number 2 for daytime fragrances, I've got Le Labo Santal 33. So what is my number 1 daytime fragrance for spring? Some of you will know if you watch my channel regularly, this is one of my all-time favorite fragrances. This one's perfectly suited for any time of year, and I absolutely love this one. I did actually wear this one on Friday. It got a lot of likes. I put it in on Instagram. I chose a different picture while I was at the golf range hitting balls, and I put it in a bucket of balls, which is got quite a couple of compliments on the picture as well. But yeah, this one here is Halfeti by Penhaligon's. I think by far the best from the house. I've not been overly impressed with a lot of the Penhaligon's fragrances, but when I went to I'd never sort of heard of this one, and when I went to the boutique in San Francisco about 18 months ago, they sprayed this one on me. I didn't know this was like one of their signature ones. I'd always thought that I've always gone for like the fresher, like Endymion and things like that, though, the ones that I was trying. But yeah, I absolutely fell in love with this one straight away after trying it. And I didn't realise quite what a beast mode fragrance this was until I owned it. I was very lucky around this time last year that my parents got it for my 40th birthday. So thank you very much, Mum and Dad, for that one. which means of course my 41st birthday is coming up very soon. But yeah, I mean that's my top 10 for springtime. I hope you enjoyed those, and if you've got them, I hope you enjoy wearing them this time of year. Please let me know what your top 5s are for your springtime, daytime and evening fragrances. I'd love to hear your recommendations because I'm always looking to explore new fragrances. Other than that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. If you don't already subscribe and you do enjoy my content, make sure you hit that button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell as well. That way you get alerted anytime I'm releasing a new video. Also, make sure you follow me on Instagram as well. That way you keep up to date with my scent of the day, any of the other videos that are going on, any random pictures of the kittens when they're being very cute. You can find me at Luxury Fragrance Boss. One of them is attacking my feet as we speak. This one's Kilian. Kilian's not actually been on my YouTube channel yet, so let's see if we can grab him. Come on. Oh. So this one is Kilian. Obviously I named him after my favorite fragrance. You gonna say hello? Oh. So there he is. As you can see, he enjoys Halfeti as well. That's the one he chose to sniff. Now he's going to play with this. So let's move that. Behave yourself, please. So yeah, other than that, stay smelling fantastic. I look forward to seeing you very soon, and thank you so much for watching.